Have you ever wondered if our brain, the most complex organ, has the ability to heal itself? This intricate network of over 100 billion neurons, each with tens of thousands of connections to other neurons, is not as static as it once was thought to be. But rather, it's an ever-changing, dynamic entity. In fact, the brain doesn't just develop during our early years. It continues to grow, evolve, and adapt throughout our entire lives. This is due to a remarkable process known as neurogenesis, where new neurons or nerve cells are created in the brain. It's like our brain's personal construction crew, constantly at work, building new connections and pathways. This process isn't limited to just growing new cells, but it also plays a major role in the brain's ability to repair and restore itself. So, neurogenesis paints a picture of a brain that is not only growing but also healing itself. But how does this process of self-healing or neurogenesis actually work? Let's delve into the intricacies of this fascinating process. Neurogenesis is the mind's own construction project, a feat of biological engineering where new neurons or brain cells are created. This process begins with neural stem cells, the brain's own reservoir of potential that can transform into any type of neuron. These budding neurons then mature, growing intricate branches to reach out and connect with their neighbors. But neurogenesis doesn't stop at creation. These newborn neurons must integrate into the brain's complex circuitry, finding their place among billions of existing cells. This is a critical step, for it's through these connections that neurons communicate, forming the basis of our thoughts, feelings, and memories. And it's here, in the realm of learning and memory, that neurogenesis truly shines. By continuously creating and integrating new cells, our brains remain flexible and adaptable, ready to encode new experiences and information. Thus, neurogenesis plays a key role in shaping our cognitive abilities and memories. Now, what happens when the brain suffers a traumatic injury? Think of it as a city struck by a sudden disaster. Just as rescue teams rush in to restore order, the brain too has its own recovery mechanism. This process is known as neurogenesis, the brain's ability to generate new neurons, even after a traumatic event. When trauma strikes, the brain's natural response is to increase neurogenesis, much like a city ramping up its repair efforts. This leads to the creation of new neurons that help to mend the damaged areas. These new neurons are like construction workers, laboring tirelessly to reconstruct and restore what was lost. They weave their way through the brain, forming new connections and pathways to replace those that were damaged. They work not only to repair the physical damage, but also to restore functions that may have been impaired, such as memory and cognition. So, despite the severity of the trauma, the brain has a remarkable capacity for recovery. But what about when the brain is affected by disease? Can neurogenesis still take place? Well, let's dive into it. Brain diseases such as Alzheimer's and depression can indeed affect neurogenesis. These ailments can slow down the rate at which new neurons are formed, but interestingly, they don't bring it to a complete halt. Think about it like a construction site. The work may slow down due to bad weather, but it doesn't stop altogether. And just like the weather, the conditions in our brain can change. With the right treatment and care, the rate of neurogenesis can be stimulated, increasing the production of new neurons. This is a testament to the brain's remarkable resilience. Even when faced with the most daunting diseases, it continues to forge new paths, to rebuild and regenerate. This process is a beacon of hope for future treatments and possible cures. Therefore, even in the face of disease, the brain maintains its ability to regenerate and heal. So knowing that our brain can heal itself, how can we harness this ability? One way is through physical exercise. When we engage our bodies, we also stimulate our brains, promoting the growth of new neurons. Similarly, a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can provide the nutrients necessary for neurogenesis. But it's not just about physical health. Mental stimulation, such as reading, learning a new skill, or even engaging in thought-provoking conversation, can also foster brain development. By challenging our minds, we encourage our brains to grow and adapt. understanding neurogenesis, is not just for scientists, it's for all of us. Why? Because it opens the door to new treatments for brain diseases. By learning how to stimulate neurogenesis, we can potentially combat conditions like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. In the end, the brain's ability to heal itself is a testament to its remarkable resilience and adaptability.